Let us tell you a story.
It's about seeing a need
and doing something without being asked.
This is really about neighbors caring about neighbors.
This story is about my family.
I have a magnet on my refrigerator that says, throw kindness around like confetti. So every day I see it whenever I go to the refrigerator and try to live every day by that. And I like to volunteer at the school, helping in the class with homework or reading groups, whatever they need. We try to be as kind to all of our neighbors as possible, and we bring up trash cans, we wave, whatever they need, we like to be there and help them as much as possible. When we were looking at buying this house, the very first day we encountered Tasha.
I went to empty my trash and I saw this young family standing outside in front of the house next door to me. It was so hot in the middle of the summer. And I said, you guys have to come in my house. I've got air conditioning and water, and come on in. And they did. And to myself, I thought, oh my gosh, I really do hope that these people buy the house next to me because I love kids. Derek's a Marine, and Jeanette stays home and takes care of the 3 babies.
The kids just absolutely adore her. They would walk up to her and throw the ball or talk to her, wave to her, high fives, knuckles, whatever it is.
Unfortunately, I had some family members, my granddaughter, her baby, and other friends recently die, and I had a really hard time.
And kids know, and so I think they sensed that she needed some extra love.
And this wonderful family that moved in next door to me, Derek, Jeanette, the little boys, all of a sudden they started carrying out my trash cans. And I was like, how totally cool is this? You know, somebody still cares about me. And I really became connected with them. They're very, very kind family. The concern that I had was I knew that this house had been a rental for many years and nothing had been kept up. There was no air conditioning. There were so many repairs that needed to be done to this house. I was really concerned about them.
So we wanted to get the air conditioning, and that was in our 5-year plan. The house did have a whole house fan, so we would use that when it cooled off outside, and that got us by. The hardest part was the kids waking up from their naps being really hot and sweaty.
I would sit outside at night and watch the sunset, and I'd see these little boys, you know, with no shirts on, running around because it was so hot in their house, and it broke my heart. And then Gary came out and said, hey, listen, we can give you a really good price to replace your air conditioning. But my first thought was, really, I don't need a new air conditioner and heater. I just put $500 into some part on the condenser. Everything's gonna be okay for a couple of years. But then I thought about Jeanette and Derek, who's a Marine, and the little boys next door.
After talking with Tasha, she had agreed to install a unit at her house, but she had one request in mind. She asked if I could install her old existing unit into her neighbor's house. After going through the costs of about $1,000, she agreed immediately. I've never had anything like this requested before.
I showed Gary the picture that I had taken one night. The little boys were outside with no shirts because it was so hot. And it clicked for Gary. He immediately got the situation that the house was too hot.
Tasha came over and told us that she was getting a new air conditioning unit and that she would like us to have her old unit for our house.
I was so impressed with Tasha's request that I called Leland Smith, the owner of Service Champions. I also sent some photos of the boys sitting outside without their t-shirts on during the summertime. Leland immediately responded and said we will replace the wiring and the equipment in the home at no charge for Derek and Jeanette.
He came back a couple of days ago and said he had talked to Leland Smith. And Leland, God bless him, said, oh, we're not going to take your system and install it next door. We're going to give them a brand new system. I was stunned, absolutely stunned. I don't know any company that has been so kind and caring of our military and our veterans and so on. I couldn't believe it.
We were very surprised and grateful that we were going to get her old unit. And it wasn't until the morning of the installation did we know that we were going to get a brand new air conditioning.
They had 2 crews come on the same day. One crew at my house and one crew at Derek and Jeanette's house. And they did everything in one day. It was amazing.
I had no idea what was going on until the installation was happening. We're very thankful for Tasha and Service Champions.
Neighbors helping neighbors, that's what it's all about.